coming in and the live is over, welcome. I'm Freedom Dad, and we're going to be, once I turn this wash machine off, we're going to be talking about reform. What time is it? Yeah, I'm a couple of minutes early. Rather a wee bit earlier than late, to be honest with you guys. Yeah, I haven't stopped, non-stop. Hope you like the wee video, Lucky. Done a wee video earlier. It's the advertisement for the live. It's in the middle of that. You can, it's actually quite nice. If you haven't seen it, jump on, get a look at it. Don't have to listen to me talk. Just fucking fast forward halfway through. So who's in? Vanda, good evening. Bluebell, good evening. Just making a wee roll up. Just had my coffee. Just bleached, mopped upstairs and downstairs. And all the washing done, all the dishes done. Kitchen's looking good. Apart from the bowl of cereal I just had 5 minutes ago. Haven't had my dinner yet, so we'll get that later. So I hope you're all good. Hope you're all good. I'm good. First coffee I'm going about to have in a wee while. You know, so it's like a wee energy drink for me, the coffee, you know what I mean? Because I don't hammer it. So I have a coffee in the morning, probably wouldn't go, maybe not touch a coffee all day. So I don't really need it, you know what I mean? But when it gets to this time of night, especially in the live, a wee coffee, I think does help, guys, you know? So turn around. I can see the comments from here, all good. So let's get a roach in this. Guys, listen to those. Who else is in there? I'm not going to touch it. I'm not going to touch the screen. Hello, John. Bluebell. Good to see you. Yes. Well, that's always been there, mate. It's always been there, you know. Day of the day, Skipper. Good to catch you. Freedom Dad. Yes. Thank you, Robert. Good to see you, bro. All right, John Rankin. Just let you all get in before we start going into stuff. Giovanni, welcome. Yeah, guys, Willow Furry, hello. If I miss somebody, if you notice I miss saying hello to one of our regulars, please just put up hello and I'll catch it and then I'll say it. Yeah, so has always, non-stop. I don't think I know anything else, to be honest with you. I can't sit. I've never been one for sitting still, you know. The only time I sit still when my mental health is really bad, you know, and I don't move. I go from one extreme to the other, you know, and thank God it doesn't happen very often, you know. Thank God it's like, you know, that was like after my wife died and stuff like that, you know. But yeah, at the end of the day, you know, that's life. That's life, guys. But yeah, I don't stop, man. Our reform finished. Lots of posh types love for ads. Yes, it's not just posh types, it's the middle class. Well, once people start getting in 17 already, man, wow, well done, guys. But we'll let it go by 20 as always, and then we'll start. So this is me just sitting down, guys, and it's really nice to be sitting down with you guys, you know, and like, you know, I have nothing written down. I do not take notes, you know what I mean? Not that I wouldn't, but I just don't take notes. I never know what I'm going to say, never ever do, and I don't need to say stuff, as you know, and I think it's important that what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling, I should bring it out, because I'm not enough. Hello, Precious. Not enough people talk like that. Not enough people actually tell people how they're feeling, you know, and this is nice to sit down with you guys, you know what I mean? I've been looking forward to it all day. Like I say, always running right up the line. Hello, little Englander. Hello, Sue Jelly. Always running up the line. Last 5 minutes, coffee down, room of smoke. You know what I mean? Make sure the lighting's okay, not too bad. Make sure you get on my face a little bit. So I can turn around that way. Right, so that'll do. Sort of half my face is lit up, but that'll do, won't it? Give me 2 seconds. Let's see, who's that? That's a bit better. Bit of a better glow in it when it's like that. Yeah, I do believe. Yeah, quite like that. So I'm awful pale, you know. It's not. Sorry, guys. Right, that's a bit better. Nah, because Ulster men and Irish men are quite pale. You get me? Quite pale in the face, pallor. So I don't know whether it's the jail. You know what I mean? Because I used to the jail. It's called the jail pallor, which is even worse than the Irish pallor. So if you got the Irish pallor and you go in the jail, I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna tell you something, right? That only a few of my mates know, and I get some amount of stick for this, but it's a wee secret, and it's one of them ones that's really embarrassing. And you know, okay, I'll give you one tonight, and that's it. You know what I mean? I always give you something, and I'll give you one tonight. Right, let me see. Wee bit bungers, good to see you. Everybody saying hello, hello, hello. Yep, you're all saying hello. Yep, happy days. Yeah, so I don't know if you're watching. So any questions, John? The Russian. We'll talk about the Russian thing. The Russians have put out a threat. It's actually an MP. You know what I mean? Quite a high-ranking MP, and he's basically saying what everybody else knows. You know, you want to mess about, we'll finish us. You know what I mean? We don't have the capability to take on the might of Russia and China. Our government hasn't built our country like that. You know, we've always relied on America, France, Germany, all these different countries, Canada. You know, we've always relied on when we have counted our army, our tanks and our weapons, we always add all these different other countries into it, you know. So we've never really thought about fighting Russia, China, Iran, Iraq, Syria, you know what I mean, Libya, you know, Afghanistan, you know, you just don't know. You know, these places we have offended, you know what I mean? So you just don't know, do you guys? Let me see. But yeah, we don't want to go up against the Russians. The Russians are telling us very clearly, we will not lose, we will not win. You know, and I do believe that. I do believe the technology the Russians have. They brought out stuff there that I know that our government went, wow. I heard the ripples that went through the internet from high-ranking officials and high-ranking ex-army colonels and all that. Wow, you know. For the first time, a hypersonic missile got fired. You can't stop them. You know, they talk about bringing all these things down and the Iron Dome and all that. That's all right. Then we firework rockets that come from Lebanon and Gaza, right? Totally different ball game. These are supersonic. We don't have anything that can stop these things. You know what I mean? As we seen, they only done. I think they fired 2 or 3 maximum so far in Russia, just to show the Brits and the Americans what they've got. And boy, did we pay attention, you know? So yeah, Russia is a big threat, you know what I mean? And this is the thing. And I don't know. I don't know why we're poking the bear. Everybody can see that now, you know what I mean? I don't need to tell you know that. But I think the main thing we need to talk about, let's get all these up again. Putting us more in danger. Hello, our Storm. The thing that annoyed me was Stormer said we were willing to fly planes and put our boys in danger. Of course, not a problem. He's got these men have got no problem. No problem. Look at Ukraine. Look at the video I shared on X of all the women. Like, fair play to them. Hand in my heart, fair play to them, right? But when I'm looking at them women smiling and look at us, we're so brave, like truckloads of them going to the front line. I'm thinking that's mothers. It's not going to be mothers, you know. That's future mothers, future people that we're going to keep things going, you know. Go forth and multiply, you know. These guys aren't going forth and multiplying. They're going forth, and that's the last we're going to see of them, you know. And that's the way the war is. Anybody you see going to the front line, anybody getting sea-trailed in the van, nobody's seeing them again. That's it. They're gone. You know what I mean? And it's really, 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 really sad, guys, because, you know, everybody knows that. The government know that. They know how bad things are. Bluebell, I saw that Freedomdad that they've also put out another one about freezing and using Russian assets to. Well, they've done that. That last lot of money that we've just give Ukraine is seized Russian assets. That's what the government are saying, you know what I mean? They're saying it's a loan, but, you know, everybody around the world is saying you're never getting it back, you know what I mean? You know, it's ridiculous even saying it's a loan. All you're doing is telling your people that it's a loan. But everybody around the world is telling everybody who wants to listen that isn't a loan. The Trump administration, all the administrations that aren't controlled by the deep state are telling anybody, listen, like, that's not a loan. That's never getting paid back. How can Ukraine ever afford to pay that loan back? Let's be honest. It's nuts. You know what I mean? Kicking the Ruskies by using their assets. Yeah, of course. Of course. It's nasty. Like I said last night, you know, I'm not being funny, like, you know what I mean? But you rob a bank, you get 18 years. You know what I mean? These guys are just robbing left, right, and centre, taking yachts and planes and all sorts of. Look at that guy that was running Chelsea. You know what I mean? It's really bad, really, really bad what our government's done, and it's shocking, absolutely, just the same as Iraq, shocking, absolutely shocking. You know, yeah, he will, because Starmer's Prime Minister, guys. You know what I mean? Bluebell. You know, it's all about rhetoric right now, and like people shouting at each other. You know, before the actual fight starts. But please believe me, the Russians do not care. The Russians are not worried. The Russians are sitting there ready to go. They've got planes, they've got flights, they've got submarines. They're everywhere right now, and they're ready. They are ready. It'll be gone. It'll be over like that, because honestly, guys, we've got the most vulnerable, just sad government. You know, they're not even Sunak before that. Boris Johnson. There's not a backbone in any of them, man. You know. Honestly, oh yeah, we won the Falklands, but come on, the Argentinians in South America, come on, man, that's nothing to shout about. You know what I mean? No, we've got no chance of going up against Russia, and especially China will be there 110%. You know what I mean? That's BRICS. You know what I mean? Just like EU, like the EU stick together. Of course, they're going to stick together. You know, and I think people are starting to see that NATO and Europe is starting to become bits of bullies, and that's why Trump's not wanting nothing to do with it, because he can see it's just clear bullying now. There's no need for it. It's just leaders wanting to go down in history as some sort of I flexed against the Russians, but they're going to go down in history as traitors to their country. They're going to go down in history as failures. You know, their kids and their family come after them. They're not going to be able to jump a bit going, my dad was Starmer. They're going to have to keep that quiet now for the rest of their lives. Please believe me. They don't realise the damage they're doing. Our kids are going to know from what we leave behind what damage these men have done. You know, our children are going to grow with the repercussions of what damage this government's done. Do you think our kids aren't going to be looking for answers? You know, of course they are. It's in our instinct, you know what I mean? If we're able to go back 300 years and point fingers at people today for what people done 300 years ago, what do you think our future kids and future people are going to be saying to the whatever comes after Starmer and Sunak and all the runs that have destroyed our country, the Uni Party, Alistair Campbell's, you know what I'm talking about, Tony Blair's, you know, it's human instinct. You know, we are going to grow up knowing the damage that they've done and why they've done it and who was behind it. And, you know, they haven't done the country any good, have they? Can you see any good that's been done to this country in the last 20 years? That's all you got to ask yourself. Is there anything to look at our leaders and say, wow, we're so proud of you? You understand? It's never going to go away. For as long we go, we are going to be dead and buried. Our kids are still going to be going, Ken, who's responsible for this? Looking back at the history, you know? Starmer can't set foot anywhere in Britain right now, nor can the King, nor can any of them. That's bad. That's bad. You know, they got to have loads of securities, and then they bring loads of minorities in. You know what I mean? And we live with the Union Jacks, and then they get the photo ops. But you won't see a British face anywhere. And if you do, it'll be like far left Antifa or Hope Not Hate, End Racism, or a couple of students who support Palestine. That's the type of people that they get to get the photo ops. because the British people will just give them dogs abuse. They can't go anywhere without getting dogs abuse. You got to understand that. They know this. You know, anywhere Stormer goes now, he's going to get blocked in. People are going to block off the roads. He's going to have to get flew out of everywhere he goes. What do you see in the next 3 years brings for the Labour Party and the Labour Party politicians? This is just the start. This is just 6 months in, guys. Please. Wow. I watched Steve Bannon on Andrew Walker thing on News Report straight about Zelensky being a punk. Yeah, it's everywhere. Everybody's talking about it. The only people that aren't saying that Zelensky isn't corrupt and Ukraine is one of the corruptest countries in the world, like involved in everything, like neo-Nazis. You've seen the one. I've got a picture there with the Ukrainian flag, Ukrainian soldiers with the swastikas inside with their battalion badges and everything. These are brutal, far-right racists. That's just who our government, they're saying they're brilliant. They're quite proud of it. This is what the Russians have been trying to tell us all. They're far-right fascists. Yous are supporting. And there's proof of it now. There's photographs coming up of who these Avkov guys truly were and truly are, because there's not many of them left, to be honest with you. Bad on risking reward before another Dublin incident come and said baby stabbed. Okay, I heard there's been stuff, so we'll wait until we get proper hangy geo, because I don't want to create anything, you know. I don't want to be that man, you know what I mean, that says something and then something happens and then somebody goes, Willie, what's this? You know, I don't want to be that man, you know what I mean? It's slip of the tongue, you know what I mean? There are two-tier decides to tell the world the 5,000 missiles are being made in Belfast. I know. Nuts, eh? Absolute bunkers. This is when I tell you that men in your street could do a better job at running this country. There's the example. Robert, listen to this, guys, right? Listen to this. Okay, now. Oh, yeah, I've got a bit of catching up to do. Right, Robert Cameron. They decides to tell the world the 5,000 missiles are being made in Belfast. Geez, a war-torn country, and he decided to mention where his Russian assets are going and coming from. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. And you think it was done by mistake? The way Belfast is going, they know how strong Belfast is against everything that they're trying to push. They know Northern Ireland's going to be one of the hardest places that they're never going to win nothing in Northern Ireland, or, you know, they won't, and they're going to really struggle in Scotland. So they've only got England, you see. So, yeah, it's very concerning, very, very concerning. That wasn't a slip of the tongue. Why would we tell the Russians exactly where we're building rockets to fire at them, to give to the Ukrainians to fire at them? Why would we do that? You know, that's so hopefully they attack Belfast, so then Stormer's got his war. But his war will last about a month. You know, his war will last about a month, and hell mend him. You better find a deep bunker, because it won't be just the Russians looking for him after the war. That's for sure. You can guarantee that. Like, any man starts a war and any men lose their children or their loved ones because of this illegitimate government, please believe me, they will never be forgiven. They won't blame the Russians for nuking us or bombing us or whatever they're going to send our way. They won't. The Russians clearly don't want to fight us. If they were wanting to nuke us, they would have nuked us a long time ago, or sent whatever rocket they wanted to send over here a long time ago for what we've done to them, you know? Yeah. It's bad, isn't it, guys? It's bad that we've got a Labour government talking like that. We're in the edge of war, and he's telling everybody where we're getting up, who's building our rockets and where they're being built. Very good comment. Thank you for dropping that, mate. John can put nothing wrong with any coffee. Yep, you talk amongst yourselves there. I'm just going to flick through them here. Stormy, leave our children alone. Yes, found that. John Rankin, my dad was a tool and my grandfather a tool maker. Mutley. That's a good one. It's an old saying, used to hear my parents run quick, the Russians are coming. Yeah, we've always had that. My son has epilepsy. Bluebell, my son has epilepsy and is an engineer, so he won't be going. He's working for the Ministry of Defence. They will need him here. Yeah. I will make my kids take them to Italy. Maloney said, no way. Mold. I will take my nephew out of this country. Yes, it is. It is. We're all thinking where to Willow Ferry. It is remarkable, but we're all thinking where to send our kids, where to take our kids, where our grandkids, like having a plan for the future, for when we know it's gone, and we know whenever we leave this planet, our kids are going to be vulnerable in this country. Of course, that's what people's thinking right now. Hello, John G. Our weak woke king does nothing. He can force a GA to save us. I know that, general action. He can indeed. Precious. If Russia carries out what they're starting to do to us all, none of us will be safe. Correct. Correct. He did John Capone. He put Belfast right in the firing line. Unbelievable, man. Hang on, let me grab my hate-proof armour. My dad fought in the war, was in Welsh Guards, stood outside Buckingham Palace, deployed all over the world at moment's notice. He would be turning in his grave. And don't worry about your hate-proof armour, Muttley. It's just straightforward opinions and the truth. We don't mess about with misinformation. We don't tell lies, so it's actually a really good platform to get awoke. If you're wanting to learn about things and you don't understand things, or you're not too sure who to believe, this is your platform, because we really look into things. We will not put nothing out unless we know it's facts. And we definitely do not hate. Nobody hates on this channel, unless you're causing problems, because we're trying to keep the comments so I can cover them and all the rest of them. But everything's good. Everybody's welcome here, and I want everybody to feel comfortable. You know what I mean? Yep. Coming from Belfast and yourself, that is a bad move for Belfast and a wise move for him, as he knows that Belfast has seen enough of the war without... yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? You've got Protestants and Catholics coming together in Northern Ireland, and he's telling everybody where the rockets are being built. How disgusting is that? How disgusting is that, guys? Maria McCune, nice to see you, Maria. Well, everybody say hello to Maria. I trust Putin before Starmer. They condemn Trump for trying to find a peaceful solution. I know that, Maria. It is ridiculous. But all you got to do is understand that we are not on our own. It's only Starmer and Macron and a couple of, and they're all starting to fizzle away. So shortly it'll just be Starmer and Macron standing on their own with the big bear Russia looking down on them. Please believe me, because there's nobody in this country supports the war. I don't even think the top brass in the army want to get involved in this war. Like I say, nobody's threatening our shores. The Russians certainly aren't doing it. The biggest money-making scam in the world, because they get paid to bomb the place and they get paid to build the place. Correct, Marie? I know that, Muttley. Sorry, mate. That's okay. I'm just making sure everybody knows, the score. Anybody, because not everybody comments. A lot of people come in, they'll just sit and they'll maybe watch a couple of live before they introduce themselves. But it is difficult. It's online, and it's like walking into a pub, a local pub where everybody knows each other, and you're a new guy or a new girl, and you're walking into that pub for the first time. I just want to make sure that anybody that walks into our pub, that they're welcome. I don't want anybody standing out on their own or worrying about what to say or what not to say. We will take anybody's got opinions. We will listen to anybody's side, any opinion, from Muslims, from the left, anybody. We will get into dialogue, maybe not educated dialogue, but we do our best, with what we know. We're just working class kids that have been brought up the hard way, and we just work out from what we see logically. We don't overthink things too much. Everything's pretty much black and white, and you can just basically, sometimes you need to step back. I never judge anything straight away. I always let things settle. Just take a day. Honestly, sometimes you just need to take a day, especially when it's something crazy, and then just take a day and just watch what everybody's saying and watch who's saying what. That's important, because you can always judge who's right and wrong by who's saying what, and it's once you know this, it's like it's like a special key that opens a magic door. It really is. Like, I love situations like this with Rob Lowe because it just shows me exactly who's on what side. And you've just got to sit back and watch the rhetoric, watch the way people talk, watch the way GB News are acting, watch what Patrick Christie said, watch who they brought on to talk bad about Rupert Lowe. They brought on Tice's wife and she was ridiculous and making him sound like a wee boy. Like everybody wants to be in power. Like he's just new in politics. No, it's really, really disgusting. Absolutely disgusting and really, really immature. And that just shows you the strength of talk and GB News and who truly owns them. And they will, you've got to understand, right? Please listen to this bit, guys, right? These media companies know that we are the only people. If we don't watch them, nobody else has watched them because the left have got their own. They've got The Guardian, they've got Channel 4, they've got BBC, they've got Sky. Talk and GB News. We're all they've got. You get me? So this is why they always say the stuff that we like to hear and everybody goes, yeah, you're brilliant. But when it comes to little things like this, when it comes to Tommy Robinson, when it comes to our Rupert, when it comes to like Richard Inman or anybody or Paul Thorpe, that's when you see them come out because that's who they attack. You get me? They are controlled. Like I'm telling you now, GB News, right, is not what you think it is. They've got to say certain things. Patrick Christie's their right-wing puppet. He goes out and gets us all in, and that's GB News at the top happy. But at the same time, they're throwing out all the right-wing commentators out the back door. But they keep Patrick Christie because Patrick Christie's good and he says the hard-hitting stuff. And everybody goes, oh, GB News is for us. Listen to Patrick Christie. But Patrick Christie dropped. It dropped a wee bit today. I don't know if she's ever noticed it, so obviously everybody's got a price and Patrick Christie has been bought. No two ways about it. So everybody that's going against Rupert Lowe and going on the words of Lee Anderson and Farage after what we've seen happen and the way it happened, at the end of the day, guys, it's like the Tommy Robinson thing, if there was anything bad, it would have come out by now. You know what I mean? All this, why didn't all this come out straight away? Why did they wait until Rupert had an attack on them? And that was the reply, the black in a man's name. Not caring about his family, his loved ones and all that, and his friends. Like making him out to be some sort of horrible guy that bullies women. Just like making Tommy out to be a woman beater. Just like making Trump out to be a woman hater. Can you not see it's the same thing from the left all the time? So everybody right now that's going against Rupert Lowe are the left. And thank you, Freedom Dad. No problem. Anytime, guys. Anytime. Enjoy, enjoy. And yeah, it's perfect. Brilliant. This is what it's all about. This is what politics is all about. They show themselves and they do. It's like a game of poker. You just got to wait. You just got to wait. Don't go with the low hand. Just wait. You'll get the good cards eventually. And then, boom, it goes in. You just sit back. You see them all. And then, you've got the aces. At the end of the day, it's just insight into things, guys, Yeah, Robert, it is a bad move. Definitely. Yep. I trust Putin before Stormer. They condemned Trump for trying to find a peaceful solution. Oh, of course, Maria. Yep, I've already done these ones. Oh, who's in? Somebody say. Don Carter, hello, welcome aboard, mate. Boris Johnson scuppered any chances of keeping the body count down. Shame all these politicians are pushing a globalist agenda and putting people through them. That is correct, yes. Parsons, Mark Parsons, you are a good, honest guy, Mark. I know you. I know you. I have to say this guy's going to be a bit biased, lads. Guys and dolls, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. Bluebell, that unless you're a different Parsons, Mark. That top Russian official was asked if he saw Trump and Ali. He said no, he didn't. Well, it's certainly crazy nowadays, Muttley. Hi, Kenny. Hello, Kenny. Everybody's saying, I see I've missed Kenny. I missed Kenny coming in. Kenny's crack. How's everyone? We're all doing great, mate. We're doing good. You know what I mean? How can you not? It's mental. It's nuts. Britain's nuts right now. Nikki Jane. A Russian invasion might save us from the Islamification of Britain. I'd rather live under Russian rule than There's so many people saying that right now. You do not understand how many people are jokingly saying if Russia attacked Britain, maybe they'll just hit London. Honestly, I've never thought in my day I would hear British people talking so openly and happy about Russian bombing a part of Britain. It speaks volumes, guys. It really does speak volumes about how people are so hurt and angry right now in Great Britain. And I don't understand how the hell. Yeah, she is wee bit bunkers. Isabel Auchenshot is a disgrace of a person. Disgrace of a human being. Make sure you don't miss her, guys, on social media. Let her know that you're not happy. That was a bad move. Bad move by talk. They're all bad. Hello, John Giles. Hate Not Hope have stepped up a gear or two, I see. Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. They'll all be like this is what they're trying to stay afloat right now. They're looking around. They're in a big, massive sea. A big, massive, deep sea, and they're all like that, looking around for somebody to reach out and help, and there's nobody. There used to be loads of people, but, nobody. They're finding themselves very lonely right now. They're not getting the support they used to when they put stuff out online. Now they're just getting hate. So it's difficult for them whenever they do. Used to be whenever they used to talk about Tommy Robinson, you had a general amount of people would be going, yeah, what a racist and horrible. But now when they're doing it, they're finding a lot of backlash coming from the British public, and they don't like that. And they're going back to Stormer, and they're going, the British public really like Tommy Robinson. And Stormer's obviously trying his best to sort that out by doing what he's doing to Tommy, you know what I mean? Because he's not going to change our minds. He's not going to stop the support that Tommy Robinson has in this country. You got to understand that. Even if Tommy Robinson did do something bad and they told us about it, nobody would believe it. This is the situation they've got themselves in. It is. Let's be honest. Nobody will believe anything the government says or anything anybody says, you know what I mean? And we've got all this hate come from Canada. I'm not going to pay more attention to it. I've said what I've said about it. It's ridiculous. It's boring, and... So, at the end of the day, things are changing. Things are changing hugely in Great Britain, and the far left are panicking. And I've done videos months ago about it, months ago about it. Their wee circles getting so small. It must be so frightening. You must imagine living their life, being this big circle, and then it's slowly diddling away. And you've spent your life hating on people. You've spent your life hating on people who are nationalists, who love their country, who people one day will look up to. They're our heroes. And these people have spent their life attacking our heroes. Oof. I've got a funny feeling Lucky's going to have something to say about that one day. Believe you me, guys. Believe you me. Maybe Lucky's not going to forget none of this. Telling you that now. At least I hope not. No, I don't watch it now. Kenny, not too good. I saw an interview with a top Russian official. He threatened Stormer. Yeah, Blue Bill. Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about that. That's been going on for a wee while. I've seen quite a lot of them, you know what I mean? I have. And it's just them saying, why he's doing this? If you want to go to war, we're just going to annihilate you. We know that. Everybody else knows that. The only people that don't seem to know that's fucking Labour. Seriously, I don't know who they think or what they think's going to happen. They seriously believe that the Americans, Britain, all these wee countries do stuff because they think America's always going to back them up and save them. They're like the wee fucking pathetic people that you get in life that run about causing trouble because they've got a wee bit of backing, or they come from a big family. You know that wee squirmy, horrible little person you meet, and they've got a big, massive family, and they run about being wee dicks, and there's not a lot you can do because if you go up against him, you're going up against a lot. That's what Stormer thinks he's got with America, and that's why they behave the way they behave. If Stormer and Britain and France and all these countries were standing on their own, they'd be like that. They'd be silent. What can we do with 150,000 troops compared to 1.5 million troops of Russians? 1.5 million troops facing 150,000 troops that we've got. 2.5 million troops that China has. 1 million troops that Iran has. Seriously? Does anybody understand any of that at all? That Britain with 150,000 troops, no money at all, we've got to build rockets. He's actually told Russia that we've no rockets. We need to build rockets. Fucking, that's what he's told Russia in the world. Oh, we're out of rockets, but we are building another 500. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. 8 Mags. Hello, 8 Mags. Neil Oliver, XGB News, talks a lot of sense. I like Neil Oliver. Yeah, guys, get on the Neil Oliver. He's just a bit very educated for me. He really is, you know what I mean? But yeah, he is really, really good. IKEA to flat pack shelters. I'm fucking digging. I'm going down the way, you know. Farage is set up, Rupert up. He's more popular than Farage. I know, it's so obvious. Everything's obvious right now. And just go with what you see. Don't look into it. Don't let anybody draw you away from anything. Don't listen to any nonsense. You know what I mean? If anybody ever starts a sentence off with "trust me," please do not ever trust a word they say. You know, unless it's me, because I do say that sometimes. But no, Vonda, Freedom Dad, they're liars, backstabbers, and bloody bullies. They are. And this is because of what they've run through as young men, as young boys. This is why they are the way they are. You get me? The narcissist, the anger, the working class, the looking down, the jocks. We hate you. You know me. You bullied us. It's good. And I'm telling you, this is where it comes from. It's a human instinct. Please believe me. These men are just human beings. They're just normal human beings. Stormer, all of them at the front bench, and they're just like the normal human beings that you've met in life. And you know exactly the type of human beings I'm talking about. We've all met them. You know, we've all met them. Horrible people, horrible people in society that you just don't have around you. You don't waste your time getting involved with them. You let them rant and rave. You keep them at a distance. And you just, when you see them going on about somebody else, you just think, fucking, you know what I mean? You're just glad that it's not you. You know what I mean? You're just like locking the doors, shutting the windows. As they come, you're not even pretending. You're pretending you're not in. These are the type of people that run our country. And this is why they're behaving the way they're behaving, because that's the kind of treatment they've got from people all their lives. Patrick was slagging Tommy off when he started GB News. Yep. Honestly, guys, anybody that's in GB News that's got a platform in GB News works for the establishment. The only people that are in GB News are the people that the establishment want in GB News. You've got to understand that. You know, GB News is the establishment. The only people you're going to get clear, honest, decent news is from citizen journalists, people like Paz, people like Paul, people like British Lauder, people, you know, they're only going on and on. CV mentioned a few lefty activists in his latest video. CV. Charlie Beach. Charlie Beach. Even Reform's independent lawyer they hired as some come out against them over Rupert's. It's you just got to sit back and watch. We know we're right. We know Rupert Lowe's our man. Right? Rupert Lowe. Farage is concentrating on the snobs and the middle class. He doesn't care about the working class. He thinks that the working class aren't going to vote, so they're not worth spending any time on. That's the truth. And you got me. We're just like the old people. We're vulnerable people. People that don't vote. The government don't care about. Nobody cares about you. You know what I mean? We are the silent majority. Please believe me. When we come out the next time, they're going to know. They're going to know. You're going to see whenever Rupert Lowe starts up a new party, if he starts up a new party, no matter where he goes, wherever he goes, Ben Habib goes, Tommy Robinson goes, that's when you're going to see a silent majority. And that's when these characters are going to go, oh my God, if only we had a knew that. Yeah. If only they had a knew how many of us are ready to go here voting. How many of us have never voted and are now ready to vote? Nah, I don't think he will, John. I don't think he will use Belfast as an example. Hello, Shale. That's okay. We're only 38 minutes in. That's a quick 40 minutes in it, guys. Jeez, oh, I need a read. They're smart. The two religions coming together as an island. That's had their fair share of war, and now they're coming together. He says to put his missiles in between them. Yeah, of course. But, you know, Belfast has always been a producer of stuff like that, you know what I mean? But there's other companies around England and Scotland that also do stuff. So I don't know why he said that or done that. Maybe it's a red herring. Doubt it, like. Hello, Paul Boy. Welcome in. Window Man, welcome in. Nicky James, seeing you. Muttley, yep. Everybody in. Everybody. These idiots, Kenny's crack, these idiots like Stormer and all this propaganda spreading. MP days are numbered. They must think we are thick. Yeah, they did. And it's not that they thought they were thick. They just thought we were never going to vote. They just thought we were just going to sit back and they thought we would have just come out onto the street and fought and then they would have locked us up. They weren't expecting us to sit here nice and quiet and relaxed and just waiting for our time. Much respect for Rupert Lowe, the only politician with the balls and honesty to have tried to help Tommy. Well said, Maria. Bluebell pulling their training every meal from 16 for war. I watched the video earlier. Very, very sad. Very, very sad. Thank you for that, Bluebell. They're say what they're paid to say exactly. Hello, M&G. Welcome in. Yeah. Show will begin. Yeah, but it's all just nuts. I just think like what Richard is saying as well. You know what I mean? I'm really relaxed and happy. You know, I've always said that to you guys. You know what I mean? You know about reform and everything, and everybody going, it's our last hope. How can people get on like that? You've got to ask yourself, right? Why do people always push that? They're their only hope. We've got to go with them. We've got over 3 years left. It's strange, isn't it? And like I'm sick saying to people, stop saying that. You know, if that's what you're, you don't realize how dangerous that is by saying that. You know, if you want to believe in reform, that's okay. Go online and say, I support. Hello, Eddie. I support reform, and I think reform's the way forward. You know, you don't have to say I'm voting for reform because they're their only hope. You know what I mean? You know, there's going to be lots of opportunities, and I do think Richard's got it bang on. I think Richard Inman has got it bang on, guys. We need to come together. The ADF, I'm going to be doing something for the ADF shortly, and hopefully I'm going to be getting involved with Homeland as well. Guys, I'm not here to pick and choose and tell you who to vote for. I'm here to help as many people as possible, whether that's wee Jimmy in the street or somebody who's in charge of a political party. If I can help anybody, I will help them. And I'm not here looking for money. I'm not looking here for praise. I'm wanting just to make sure I do everything I possibly can to help out our movement, which is our way forward, which is keeping our children safe in the future, which is keeping this country a Christian country, which it is, you know. And, you know, if at the end of the day, like if we get this situation where the government are saying, there's that many people here now, not many people from the different religion, and this is the way it is, then they're going to have to split the country up. They are, because it's, you know, if you've got two religions and this one religion isn't prepared to accept anything, then it's not going to work. It's definitely not going to work. It doesn't make any sense. They must know that. Tommy Robinson got it bang on. Tommy Robinson was the first person to say this phrase, guys, and he got it bang on. It's like mixing oil and water. And it is, unfortunately, that's what it is. And you speak to any Muslim that's online, any moderate Muslim, and they tell you, you know, every Imam and Muslim in Kuwait, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, anyway, they're all saying the same thing. You know, you've got the ones in the extremist countries going, we're coming, Britain's ours, and blah, blah, blah. And you've got all these guys and saying, we will be taking England, and we will be doing this, and ISIS flag will be flying over this, that, and the other. And there's like proper contempt for Britain, you know, and these are people that are here, you know, showing proper contempt for Britain. And, you know, Labour Party are still like, oh, happy days. You're the, you know, just trying to give events. And when they're doing these speeches and talking about the other communities the way they do, you know, they're not doing it like they believe. They're doing it so they can keep doing what they're doing. They're trying to convince us. They think that we're stupid, and they think if they just keep on saying the same things that people will just go, oh, you must be right then. You know, and we're not going to bother looking at all the evidence that, again, that goes against you saying it's peaceful. You know, that's like saying, I don't even know what comparison you could use for that. You know what I mean? That's like looking at a dog that's just ripped your arm off and going, like, you know, it's all right, wee dog. You know what I mean? It's not a bad dog. You know what I mean? It's a wee bit like that. It doesn't make. It's like me trying to. You want to buy, offering to sell this dog to a family with children. Yeah, here you go. You know, it's like convincing them. Great dog. Absolutely great dog. Goes, scratches the door to get out for a pee, and he lies in the corner. You never see him. You know what I mean? Doesn't take much food. Doesn't whine. Doesn't bark. So the dog in and leave. Next thing, all sorts of chaos, you know what I mean? And that's a wee bit what it's like for when he's talking about some things, not all things, because obviously there is amazing Muslims in the country, amazing moderate Muslims, and like I keep on saying, they're as worried as we are. If you think you've got problems, right? If you honestly think about this, just think about this logically. We live here, we've been born and bred here, our ancestors come from here, right? We know what we're used to, and most of us have still got them freedoms, right? Imagine coming to this country from an oppressed Muslim country to get away from the extremism of having to cover up, having to go to the mosque, having to do the fasting, having to follow Islam by the letter, and people watching you, people looking out for people that aren't doing it right so they can take them off and do all sorts of bad stuff for them. People have came away from them regimes to here just to live a normal life, to say good morning and happy doing, and to own a dog. Fucking to own a dog, man. And now they're faced with a situation where they cannot be themselves any longer. And it's okay for us because we live here. They live there. So, guys, you got to remember, it's not just about us. This is affecting an awful lot of people in Great Britain, and it's affecting an awful lot of religions and an awful lot of communities. Extremism, just like in Ireland, will affect. It only takes a small amount of extremists, guys. You know what I mean? Not everybody was in the paramilitaries in Northern Ireland. Not everybody joined the IRA. The IRA, especially, was a very small group of people compared to the community, but they controlled the community. They controlled. If a girl was caught speaking to a soldier, they would strip her naked, pour paint over her, and feathers, just for speaking. Be seen speaking to a soldier. So they controlled their communities with an iron fist, and the IRA are Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. Compared to these characters. Let's be honest. They've already shown us that with their actions, with their terrorist actions. They make the IRA. The IRA and loyalist paramilitaries are sweetie mice. They're just wee sweetie mice. That's all. I'm telling you, compared to these ones, I've never seen different ways of ending somebody's life. I've never seen so many ways a terrorist organization has done. When ISIS, when Syria, the Iraq and Syria Islamic State, ISIS was going like mad there 9 years ago, and they were like dominant in half of Syria, half of Iraq, and they had control. I'd never seen anything like it, and it wasn't just Christians, it was like Sunnis, and I think it was mostly Shia, I think, or Wahhabi. I think they're the worst. They're the most extremists. So they are the Wahhabi religion. It's Muslims. Just like Protestant Catholics and all that. And extreme, brutal, and I don't know. There's an animal instinct there that when you're like putting people in cages and stuff, and some of the things that they done, and the way they thought of it, and how terrifying it was to see your life going like that, and people around you cheering and laughing. Wow, man. Wow, that's another level of terrorism, guys. That's another level of terrorism. And this is who the government are trying to tell everybody that they're the most peaceful people that they know. This is what they're saying. This is what they're telling us British people. It's okay. Don't worry about it. I know there's like 1 million came in the last year, and another 1,000 came in last week. Don't worry about it. All peaceful. Yeah, I'd rather go over and live in the Falls, to be honest with you. No kidding on. I would rather go and live in the Falls. I'll take my chances in the Falls as a loyalist than take my chances in London. There you go. Or Birmingham. Or Bradford. Or Luton. Because the first guy says anything about my dog, that's it. Forget about it. Forget about it. You know what I mean? And at least I know, at least I've got a chance of saying, talk my way out of it in the Falls, you know what I mean? I'd like to think so anyway, this day and age. But that's something to think about, innit? Something to think about. See what I've missed, guys. Yep, got that one thing. Much respect for Rupert Lowe, the only politician with the balls. Yep, we got that one. Yep, got that one, Poland to training. I'm sure Tommy would have no trouble debating any one of them. He knows a lot more than, yeah, a university journalist. 110%, Blue Bill. 110%. And this is the thing, you see. They couldn't beat him. They couldn't beat him, and with words, you understand? Nobody could. The government couldn't. The extremists couldn't. The far left couldn't. You know, every time anybody tried to debate him, they were embarrassed. So the far left learned early on, and the government learned early on, do not debate Tommy. Do not get Tommy on your show, because he will just make a fool out of you. You know? Yeah, so I don't think there's anything bad happening right now, guys, to be honest with you. Obviously, we've got to carry on in Syria. Don't really want to go down that road. There's things I'm going to be looking at tomorrow that Eddie sent me. Got to be look at that. No, sorry, James. What is James? James isn't in it, is he? So James sent me some stuff that I don't really want to look at, but I'm going to look at it because I'm going to do my thing tomorrow. I'm going to do a wee Christian thing tomorrow. Did I say I was going to do a live Christian one rather than a video? I can't remember, because I don't really know what one to do. Like, it's because I'm a wee bit nervous, guys. You know what I mean? I'm going to be getting my Bible out, and I'm going to be reading something for you. And obviously, we're going to say a wee prayer for Tommy. And it's not going to be like a sermon or anything like that. I'm not a minister. It's not like that. It's just a Christian trying to logically talk to people and trying to get you to understand Christianity from a moderate point of view. From like, as in like not Bible thumping. Like, it's not about that. I think people get confused about Christianity. Christianity's within you. You know, you don't need to go to church. You know what I mean? It helps to read the Bible, but I'm not going to tell you need to read the Bible. But it's basically just down to being good and bad. You know, I think you don't need to actually. If you know about God and people say, listen, you need to give your life to God, you need to tell God that you're there, you know, and you don't, then I don't know where you stand, you know what I mean? But, you know, people that go through life that don't really know much about God and didn't have the opportunity to go to church, or didn't anybody tell them about God, then I don't think, if they're good people, I don't think they're just going to go to hell because they never give themselves to Christ, you know what I mean? I really don't. I think that's just a misthingy from religion to try and force people to commit themselves in a way, whereas my way is, I'm not asking you to commit yourself to nothing. I'm just asking you to recognize that you've got a creator, give thanks to that creator, and see how you go from there. Get used to thanking your creator, and then just learning. If you want a wee bit about the Bible, you know, ask a question, flick the Bible open, see what you read. You might be surprised. God is mysterious in ways, you know. Nothing's a coincidence. You don't get coincidences in life. Everything that happens is meant to happen, you know. And you have guardians around you. You have your loved ones that aren't here. I truly believe your mother, your father, your children, anybody directly connected like that, close to DNA, grannies, granddad, brothers, sisters. I truly believe there's a connection there. I'm not sure about husband and wives. But at the same time, God brings you together if you get married in church or a chapel. So, you know, they do say if you get married, you can't just get divorced. Even if you get divorced, you're still committing adultery because God brings you together and God doesn't divorce you. So in the eyes of God, you're always once you make that commitment of getting married, you know, and you get divorced in a civil, in a court, you know, you understand. I'm not going to go down that road anyway, but that's all for tomorrow. We'll talk about that tomorrow, guys. If anybody's interested in it, anybody wants to have a wee look and get a wee flavour of Christianity and what it's about, then tomorrow's your day. You know, I'll talk a bit more about it tomorrow. I don't want to go on it today, because I'll have nothing to talk about tomorrow. You know what I mean? But I will talk about my experience and what I've experienced with my God. And I think you'll find it interesting, you know. I think you believe me. I think you know I'm not a bullshitter, you know. I'm not always saying that I'm right. I might get things wrong because of mental health or something, you know what I mean. I don't know, you know what I mean. I can only tell you what I feel and what I think from them feelings, you know what I mean. I'm not a fucking psychiatrist or nothing, you know what I mean. I worked this all out myself. I've been doing this on my own for years, since I was a wee boy. Never had anybody to give me any advice. Always had older boys to look up to on the street, and that's it. You know what I mean? You know, and you can imagine what it's like running about the street with your mates and all that, it's fucking nightmare, man, because you ask a question and you get 10 answers and not one of them's the right answer because they just want to take the piss out of you. You know what I mean? So that's the kind of thing I had to navigate through life, trying to find things out in life, trying to get serious answers from people. You know, it was hard work, you know what I mean? And I have covered it in a couple of thingies. So where I am today, where I am today in life is just me bringing me up, you know. So it's not going to be right. It's not going to be perfect, you know. I don't think I'm far away, but I don't want anybody holding me down word for word. I'm just like you. I'm no different, you know what I mean. It's just my experience. I think so. I keep going back to the solitary confinement. I do think the solitary confinement at such a young age has done something, has opened something, you know what I mean? Because I've had to go down, think, because when you're sitting in a cell with nothing and you've just got nothing all day and you're just watching the sun go around the wall to work out what time it is, your head does go to places that wouldn't normally go in life because you're too busy in life, you know what I mean? When do you ever imagine getting thrown into a cell with nothing for weeks at a time? Just getting food brought into you and getting let out a wee cage for half an hour, get one shower a week, piss pot and in the cell, you know. Until you experience that, I don't think you really realise the benefits, maybe, you know. If it's either going to do you a lot of damage or you're going to get something out of it. And I think I got something out of it, you know. And I think it was just because I was so young. Because I was used to children's homes, I was used to Rathgale. I was 16, I went into the main prison. So I was like, it was nothing shocking. I sort of grew up in establishments and I sort of matured and came along inside prisons. So because of that, it wasn't like going through life and having a great time and then boom, straight into solitary confinement and then to jail. It wasn't like that. It was all gradual. It was all part of my life. It was never a shock to me, you know, never ever. I did get to a stage where I was getting a wee buzz of, you know what I mean, excitement, because jail, it can be exciting if depending who you are, you know what I mean, it can be exciting, especially back in the day when there was no TVs. So anybody want to say anything, ask anything, tell me what's been going on, any more news about Ireland? Quiet now. Let me see what's happening. Live chat. Oh, I've been losing chats. Chats have disappeared. I've got them back. Okay. Freedom Dad tomorrow sounds good. Good man. Good man. Freedom Dad. Yep. Good mate. Good. Thank you. Hello, George. Slept in. But Ian, like, again, Australia or something? You come from Canada? Whoa, slow down. Are atheists welcome tomorrow on their points of view? Just want to know in advance whether to lie in or get up early. Of course, yeah, 100%. You know me, love. I love a debate, like, I love a debate. And yeah, I'll definitely debate atheists, you know what I mean? I'll open your eyes. If anybody's going to open your eyes, it's going to be me, like, you know. You've just got to open your heart. You've just got to accept freedom, Dad. And I don't want anything dirty coming out of this, guys. You know what I mean? No rude comments the night. Because these were a nightmare the other night. I like-minded free. Of course, M&G, all welcome. I cook bacon most mornings, windows open just to piss off my neighbours. Jeez, old John. You need to move. If you need to do that, you need to move, mate. You know what I mean? If they're getting pissed off when you're cooking bacon, I'd be moving. Definitely. Anybody see what Egypt from Free Palestine did to the Columbia Company? Yeah. And like I've said in X, the full force of the law should come down. That there is a property that belongs to a standing president. And I just think anybody that's a ruler of a country, their property should be protected. And I think it's really bad that the SNP have let this happen, you know, because they should have knew something like this was going to happen. They must have intelligence, and it just tells me that they let it happen. Cheers, M&G. Knife attack in Dublin. Yep, heard up, Branca. How you doing? See, the thing is, M&G, my eyes are wide open, right? And see, if you were to experience what I was experiencing, this is what the thing is about God and Christianity and stuff and like believing, you know. If you were to experience what I've experienced, you wouldn't be an atheist. Believe you me, you know. And as long as you keep on saying you're an atheist, you're just shutting the door. You're keeping the door shut. I'm telling you. And you've got to try and have a go. Just test it. You know, you just never know. You know, you just never know. Maybe me saying this will open something up for you. But the fact that you're saying you're an atheist, so saying that you're not opening up for debate. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know, it's an experience that you can have. You know, and everybody's experience is different. You know, and like I say, when you know. This is also like that. That's what it's like. It's one of them ones you really know. When it happens, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And sometimes it can be less than a second, less than a split second. But you know, it is what it is. You know, I've had so much protection. It's no coincidence. It's no luck. You know, luck comes from Lucifer, as you know. So it's very easy to thank the devil without knowing it by saying, I was just lucky. I've had a protection from somewhere, you know, and I gave my life officially to God when I was 12 years old, you know, in a church when they asked everybody that wanted to be saved and give themselves to God to stand up, and I stood up, you know, and from that day on, you know, yeah, I went into prison and all that, but I've done all right compared to what could have happened, the situations I got myself into so many times over and over and over again. I could not be here today. You know, so many times for some reason I've been saved. My life has been saved, you know, in the most strange and peculiar ways that I cannot explain, you know, and I'm a man of God. God protects me. So take what you want. If you want to think I'm just one of them lucky, really lucky guys that goes through life just really strangely, remarkably lucky, then fair enough. There's nothing I'm going to do to change your mind, you know. But if you're faced with a man like me that's been through what I've been through and is able to sit like this and talk like this today, then you've got to give God a chance. At least have a look, you know. And I appreciate you coming on having a look. I really do, because you are having a look, so fair play to you. Yeah, John Capone's an atheist as well. And we'll talk about that. We'll talk about being an atheist. Marie, Hamas even shot the family pet dogs during, barbaric rabbit cancer, and now I think of Islamic ideology. Maria, I know you're a dog lover, right? But please believe me, there's stuff that they done in that day that I could not tell you. I would not want to tell you. I wouldn't want you to have that image in your head. Horrific, absolutely. One of the most horrific things. I never knew men could do this to human beings, right? You know, it's just like, it's off the scale. And another thing I want to say as well, and I want you to know this, and I want you to tell other people this. There's word going about that the hostages are being interviewed and are finally starting to talk, the least last ones, about what they've been through. And it's horrific. I mean, and I'm telling you this now, right? I've been around a lot of bad people, and this is on another level what these people experienced in the captivity of Hamas. Please believe me. Will it come out? I don't think so. From what I'm hearing, the Americans aren't going to release it because it's too horrific. It's too bad. It's too terrible. And they just don't want people, knowing what's happened to these people, what they've been through, you know. And this is who our government are going to be opening the doors to. believe it or not. We are going to be taking the last reminiscence of Gaza. We'll be taking our share anyway. They'll be coming to a town near you. George, my middle name was wanted in connection with. You're teasing us now, so you are. I don't believe or disbelieve, but I feel Christians are being walked over on the. Well, this is what this is gonna be about tomorrow, guys. This is what it's about. Basically. What Christians being walked over. I'm gonna explain what's happening and why it's happening. And I'm going to tell you the message I got from God. And I know you're going to think, fucking Freedom Dad, you've lost it. All I can say is this is how I take it. I asked God a question. I opened up my Bible and he gave me an answer. And I've had it sitting open in front of my TV. Katie was there. Fucking Katie's read it. He was like, whoa. And I'm going to bring it to you tomorrow. I lost my beautiful sister last year and it certainly made me more aware of God. I've never prayed so much in my life. Well, Kenny, sorry. Please believe me, right? Unless you can tell me where your thoughts come from, then please sit and listen to this. Your loved ones, your sister is your DNA, right? She's there with you all the time. Now, it's not like a ghost. It's not like moving about and all that. Some can, I don't know. I don't really see it that way. It's just a presence, They're somewhere else, but they're here. But they're somewhere else. You know what I mean? But they're here. They're there. If you speak to your sister, one day, whether it be in the shower, whether you're in the toilet, whether you're starting your car, whether you're getting in your car, whether you're going to work, whether you're making a cup of coffee, when you're putting the kettle on, when you're doing the dishes, one day you're going to hear something in your head and you're going to know that's your fucking sister. I'm telling you now. You're going to know that never came from you. There's no way that there just came from you. You get me? And that's the way it works. You've got to really believe and trust, And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't there be some connection there? Look how marvelous and amazing the world is. Look at the sky. Look at the sky at night. Look how far it goes, Look at the galaxies, the planets, the moons. Why wouldn't that be possible? Why would you think that this is all it is? The 60, 70, 80, 90, if you're really lucky, 100 years on this planet. You think this in here is, and that's it. I don't have the answers or why or what or nothing. I do believe it's a test of some sort, whether it's a test that we're putting ourselves through somewhere else and we've chosen to do this, or whether we've been forced to do this. And I don't know, but there's a reason why we're here. And there's a reason why we experience the things that we experience. They experience love, hate, all the emotions, jealousy, lust, you got on. That's, people just think and say them words and emotions and that's it. You don't really think about how deep it is, how deep them emotions truly are, how fucking off the scale they are completely. Like hate, love, jealousy, fucking greed, lust, they're all fucking out there, and it's very complex and very, there's a lot of fucking time and effort put into this, guys. It really is, and, you can't not just go through life and just not look at things and think, wow, you've got to stop and think about things. You've got to stop and look at the world, the four seasons, the things dying every winter and coming back every spring. You're seeing the daffodils popping up. You plant one spud and you get a bag of spuds back. Everything's there for you guys. Everything is there for you. You know what I mean? But we live now in a society where they want us to work and there's rules and regulations and we're all busy bees all on the M8 and the motorways and the M1, the M25 all every morning, and then 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, all these roads are full as everybody scuttles back to their house to spend a couple of hours with their family, then back sleep, then back to work in the morning doing the exact same things. That's not what life's about. That's what we've been conditioned, and that's what brings on depression and all anxiety and paranoia and all the social negative stuff that we get, because we're outside our comfort zone. We're doing something that we're not happy. We should be with our family. We should be getting up with our family and spending a day with our loved ones. We should be going out and providing, going out gathering and hunting, building our own things and living off the land and just enjoying what we got, sitting around a campfire at night time, and you know what I mean? And that's what we are. We're social animals. We're not meant to be in cars on our own, traveling and then sitting in an office block or sitting here doing a monotonous thing, smiling at people when you don't really like them. You know what I mean? Working yourself to a bone, being promised a big payday at the end of it called a pension. And then by the time you get to the pension, you've got to be nearly 80 to get it. By then you're done. So yeah, it's really bad. And that's not what God intended. And that's one of the problems we've got with Christianity and society. People are just angry. They don't see the point, and they blame God for everything when it's really your government. God's put everything up. You don't need to go to work. If you really want to live off the land, you could. If you want to go and get a caravan and stick it somewhere and just go out foraging and planting stuff and growing stuff and collecting firewood, sustainable energy, you could do it. You really could, if that's what you want. If somebody had told you at a young age, this is the best way to live and this is what to do and this is what you can do, then it would be a different story, wouldn't it? It would. But our kids are being told to get a job and work, and maybe do a weekend as well, because a bit of overtime, before you know it, you're needing to do the overtime every weekend, and you're spending no time away with your kids. And lucky enough, they give you 2 weeks holiday. You look forward to your 2 weeks holiday and then your Christmas holidays that you get, between Christmas and New Year. That's mental. That's nuts. And this is one of the problems we've got. But yeah, definitely, Kenny, please never think that she's gone. Please. I've got experience. My mum's never left me. And I know that. I feel her. I know. You know what I mean? Good point, John Capone. Atheists don't believe in the devil. Yeah, that's a very good point. I never really thought much about that. Christians be Christians. Atheists have their own way. But that will be from your experience. Whatever you've experienced has brought you this conclusion. You know what I mean? That's what I'm talking about. It's like my experience has brought me to the conclusion. Your experience has brought you to the conclusion. That's your conception. That's all I'm saying. We've all been through an awful lot to come to the conclusion at the end of it to say, I'm an atheist or I'm a Christian. That means you've been through something. That's all I'm saying. A lot of people just don't give it a second thought or just say whatever people want them to hear them say, yeah, I believe in God, but I'm not Christian. That's what most people say. Yeah, I do believe in God, but I'm not Christian. Yeah. Yeah, and grief is trauma, guys. Like, Kenny, it is. It's like, it's really difficult, and it will get easier and easier. But I'd like to think, there's no harm in thinking, that they're still there watching you, looking down at you, and maybe giving you a bit of protection. I'd like to think so. I do believe my protection comes from my mum. I do. I can't help believe that. You know what I mean? What else am I going to believe? You know what I mean? And my mum was at church every Sunday, Sunday school, BB. My mum was a proper Christian. So if anybody's going to heaven, if there's a heaven, my mum will be there, And if anybody can reach down and look after me, my mum will be able to do it, Thank you, Robert. You take care. Bluebill, it's so hard to accept, always in our hearts and thoughts, though. Yeah, that is difficult, but it does. It takes a bit of time, and it's adjusting, and it's just socially adjusting to the loss. The space all around you, everything you do in life, everywhere you got a birthday, every little thing where your loved ones would be involved, that always comes up. There's always a space there, and that's really difficult because it's not just somebody passes, you grieve and then get over it. It's constantly coming at you, and it's dealing with it. It's being ready for it. And I always say to people with dealing with grief, try not to remember dates. Try not to remember dates. You're going to remember your loved one every day. Don't concentrate on birthdays and the days they died and stuff like that. Or, try and, because you never know where your head's going to be at that particular date, and it can do a lot of damage, So get in the mindset that you don't need dates. You don't need to worry about dates, because every day is a birthday. Every day is Christmas. Every day your loved one's gone, you're missing them. You're missing them. You're never not thinking about them. I know that. So, that's just the way it is. Birthdays just and things and dates will make things worse. And, some people can handle it. Some people can prepare themselves for it. I can't. I can't. I don't know my mum's date of birth. I don't know what date my mum died on. You know what I mean? And I don't ever want to know, because I don't need to know. I remember my mum every single day since she left me, every single day. It's not a day I have not thought about her or missed her, And that's just a bit of my opinion and a bit of my advice, guys, that's all. If you watch the individual interviews Freedom Dad with Israel put out, hostages have said what they want through I cried. Yeah, it's heartbreaking, like, that human beings can do this to other human beings, like, Yeah, good. And just relax and have confidence and just have a wee bit of belief, you know what I mean? And, if it doesn't work out, you can come back in a year and say, Freedom Dad, no, I don't get that, nothing, you know what I mean? But just believe and trust, have a wee bit of faith, bro, you know what I mean? And you never know. Admiral Vaughan, I believe the realm of existence is a training ground for our souls. Yeah, a training ground or a judgment ground, maybe, Grief is the price you pay for love, correct. Yeah, yeah. What goes up must come down. Yeah, you're right. Seagull invasion. The line between everything. I have 5 white feathers, and one day she left us. I was on my way to the hospital, and exactly 11:11, I knew she had passed away. I was on my way, but it was too late. That's another thing. Keep an eye out for things. Keep an eye out for birds, feathers, and butterflies, and ladybugs. That's the kind of things I've experienced in life, and they will appear at very strange times, and don't ever think coincidence. Please don't ever think that. Let me get this on live. So they're coming up. So they should come up. And it's a price worth paying, correct, guys? It is a touchy subject. It is a subject. Religion and death and grief and how people deal with things differently. And it is difficult. It is difficult trying to say the right things and not upset people. But I'm not here to upset you. I'm really not. I'm here to try and help you. There's not a bone in my body wants to upset anybody. And if I do make mistakes, you've got to remember that I'm not doing it to hurt you. I've just made a mistake, and the best thing to do is just call me out and tell me, so I'm aware of it, and let me explain or say sorry. I didn't mean to say it that way, or I didn't mean it to come across that way, or maybe I did say it the wrong way, and it gives me time to adjust to say it the right way. Yeah, it is, Maria. It is. And pennies, I get pennies from my granddad. Yeah. See, I get pennies. I find pennies. I do like. Yeah, cheers, Muttley. And John, yeah, a lot of guys from Northern Ireland are like that, mate. There is, if anybody's, John is from Northern Ireland, and we come from some really dodgy areas that have dealt with the troubles face on. And when you've been involved in it and you see people dying and stuff, and it's all in the name of religion, Catholics and Protestants, I can understand, the way people feel about religion and the way people feel about people pushing religion, I don't know what to say to that. I'm just telling you how I deal with things and how I get through life, and it's helped me. It has helped me when I've been in dark places and on the edge of doing some things that maybe I would never recover from. Then God's saved me. I need to check this, guys. Oh, you okay? Lucky. Be lucky. dinner time. Get my dinner soon, guys. I'm glad you said that, man. They aren't going up in telly. Cheers, man. Bring this light round a wee bit. Pinch my cell phone. A pigeon flew into my window glass, flew straight off, stunned. Does that have any meaning? I don't think so. I don't know. What happens with birds flying into your window is the reflection, the way the sun shines, and they think they don't see the reflection. That's what I mean. So whatever way it is, and if you've got a window and there's another window on the other side, sometimes the birds think it's just a fly through. You know, some birds just don't see windows. But do keep an eye out for crows and magpies. You know, they do. Research it. Just research yourself. Research the spiritual significance of crows. Magpies are crows. They're just crows with a white patch in them. If you have to push religion on people, it's not sustainable. 100%, you know, but making people aware and having a choice and letting them know it's there. That's the only thing I would do. You know what I mean? Definitely not a Bible thumper, and you know, I'm not going to tell people they're going to go to hell if they don't follow God. I honestly believe that everybody's going to go to the right place. You know, because if you're a good soul, you're a good soul. You know what I mean? We do bad things because of the way society has us, whatever chemicals they put and stuff, whatever chemicals the doctors give you, mental health, trauma, all that creates something that God has no hang over. And, you know, sometimes good people do bad things, like I say in my other videos, but it doesn't mean you're a bad person, you know? I'm angry at God, Nikki Jane, I'm angry at God. Hope he understands and will forgive me later. Yeah, I've been angry at God. Do you know what I mean? We've all been angry at God. We've all had them times when, you know, we haven't understood it. You know what I mean? Damn pigeon. I believe in all them things, feathers, etc. But to me and mine, they're only old wives' tales. Yep, superstitions, yeah. A bird flying into your window is a sign of death. Wives' tale, I've never heard that. Never heard that. Both are in my garden every morning. Yeah, well, a lot of birds purr. A lot of birds purr for life, like the doves and stuff like that. You'll always see like magpies as well. They purr. I don't know how many birds it is, but quite a lot of birds, like swans and all that, doves. There's quite a lot of birds. They purr for life. You know, don't know if you knew that, like, but that is true. You can Google stuff. You can research it. Yeah, well, this is what they say. You know what I mean? But you know. They say a sparrow in the house is a sign of death. My sister-in-law was really poorly and one flew in through the window. I had a job getting out. She passed soon after. Wee Robins, that's your dinner from the Chinese. Pigeon. Pigeon curry. My dear mom would never have a bird of any kind in the house. Now, the thing I think about birds as well is because so much is spoke about angels with wings, you know, and the only thing that has wings are birds, you know what I mean? So that's why I see a connection with the birds. Yeah, bluebell, yeah, it's good to be close to animals, you know what I mean? I think, you know, animals, you know, they're quite defenseless, you know what I mean? This is what I'm like with animals, you know what I mean? And I just love all animals. And I don't even see the point of killing a spider. Why would you kill a spider if you can grab it and put it outside? You know what I mean? Or put it in your shed where all the cobwebs are and just let it live its life and do what it does. You know, I do believe spiders and stuff like that keep other wee things down, like fleas and nits and anything else like that, because that's the kind of things they go for. Little tiny flies, you know what I mean? I found a small white feather a few months ago and put it on the front right tire. It lasted at least one journey. Number 69, please. Robin pancakes. Doesn't have the same ring as duck. Giovanni Mart. She didn't eat chicken while we were poor and had a leg of mince for Sunday dinner. Did anybody ever have pig's feet? I used to get pig's feet a lot when I was young. My mum used to, it was a treat, you know what I mean? I honestly, like, I'd sit and eat a pig's foot. I think it must have been boiled, like, I don't think it was raw. But my ma did give me raw meat. She really did, like, you know, I know it sounds absolutely nuts, but I can't eat raw meat. I could eat a bit of raw beef, easy, no problem. Like, I've never eaten raw chicken, and I've never eaten raw bacon. I have eaten raw bacon. I ate raw bacon when I was a young boy, and I was really hungry, and I had no food, and I had no way eating it. I was really hungry. I was a kid, like, and so my mum, whenever my mum was preparing meat, she would always cut a wee bit off and I hand me down. That's how young I can remember it in the kitchen. I'd be standing up looking at my mum. She'd cut a bit of meat off, hand me it, and I would eat it. And I don't know. I don't know why she did it. I really don't know why she did it. Trotters, yes, M&G, and black pudding. I can eat black. I enjoy black pudding uncooked. I know it sounds nuts, but I can. I can eat black pudding uncooked. Oh no, I don't know. I can't do tripe. Like, I give tripe to my dogs, and it's disgusting. Yeah, birds are bad. Like, a lot of guys that I know that done pigeons didn't do too well. Ox tongue, no, can't do ox. I like oxtail soup. Yeah, trotters, yeah, pig's feet, yeah. Muttley used to love black pudding until I found out what was in it. I know. Right, I'll maybe look into it again. Like, it's been a long time since I've had a pig's foot, you know what I mean? It'd be interesting. Like, I think the last time I had a pig's foot would have been my mum, believe it or not, you know? So, very strange, isn't it, that I haven't eaten a pig's foot since my mum. Good evening, Paz. How you doing, mate? Thanks for popping in. We're just talking about raw meat and the pig's feet, trotters, you know, black pudding. Yeah. Yeah, no, black pudding is nice. It's, you gotta, like, obviously I wouldn't just eat anybody's black pudding. There's certain black puddings I wouldn't touch. Yes, blood, yeah. Yeah, I love black pudding. But I like it raw. That's what I was saying, Paz. I like raw black pudding better than, I just don't know. I just think it's dead greasy when it's cooked, you know. But yeah. And we're talking about trotters, you know what I mean? And we've already done the taste thing. We've went down the God road. I'm doing a thing about Christianity tomorrow, so I'm looking forward to that. Can you eat it raw? Yeah, it depends, as long as you get it from the right place. But yeah, I've always eaten it raw, mate, and it's really nice. It is really nice if you get the right one. You know what I mean? You want the one that's in. You want to get it when it's in like a sausage shape with the black, when it's sealed. That's the way you want to get it. And that's the one you taste. That's the one I think is the best, the safest. You know, as long as it's like in between, it's not a certain temperature. As long as it's cold, it's either got to be really cold or really hot. You know, once you get it down your system, your body sorts it out, doesn't it? You know what I mean? As long as it's not out of date, then it won't do you any harm. You know, you can drink blood, you can eat raw meat. Yes, you know, it won't do you any harm. It's just if it's out of date or it's old or it's been contaminated. You know. Well, I mean, I've been eating it all my life. You know, I have, like, and it's never done me any harm. Like, you know. Is James in the house? Bluebell, what have you been saying? Oh. James Gall. It's not black pudding, it's pudding of colour. That's a good one. Oh no. Yeah, well, it's like we don't know what's right or what's up and down anymore. We don't know what to believe anymore, do we? You know, they tell us like dandelions are wet the beds and we find out that they're really good for you. Hi, James Gall, Saturday night. There's somebody saying, Paz, love your channel, Kenny's Crack. Yeah, Paz is a good lad, been doing this a long time, so he has. Doing this a long time, put a lot of time, blood and effort into it, so he has. Without a doubt. What are you up to, James? You be behaving yourself? White pudding is best and not racist. Aye, white pudding. I like white pudding. So I do. White pudding is nice. I wouldn't eat that raw, like. I need to cook that. I don't like Yorkshire pudding. Don't like Yorkshire pudding. I don't know why I don't like Yorkshire pudding. I can't eat it. I'm just not keen on it, guys. You know, that's not keen on it. So anybody want to talk about anything or wants to ask me any questions, you know what I mean? Batter in, guys. Like I say, everything that's happening, we've covered everything that's happening. Hello, Leslie. We know we're just going to run quickly through it, guys, what we've been saying about reform and that. At the end of the day, let's just see what happens. And let's remember that I do believe that Rupert Lowe is going to get a prolonged attack. And I do believe that he is going to be charged by the police. I do believe that. I think this is an orchestrated attack by the establishment because he's been saying exactly what Tommy Robinson's been saying. And anybody that says what Tommy Robinson's saying, like us, get silenced. YouTube channels get what's the name where they don't put it out, you know. I don't do seafood. It has eyes on stalks. I won't eat it. A lot of people are like that. Say I'm a seafood. I'm a seafood, guys. I like my seafood. Love fishing. Love fish. Love shellfish. Love cockles. Love mussels. Love crab. Love lobster. You know, yeah, shellfish is one of my favourites. You know what I mean? One of my favourites. Another thing I done with my mum, used to pick cockles with my mum and take them home and boil them and then sit with a needle and eat them. Willocks, cockles and willocks. Yep. So it's something I've carried on doing and something I'm going to do with wee Lucky, which I'm looking forward to. You know what I mean? Hopefully I get the time to do it with her. You know, take her over home. We used to do it, Loch Ness. Yeah, I like seafood, M&G. You can't beat it. Seafood. You seafood and you eat it. Good one. Good one. I'm like, hi, I like seafood too. Okay, hell, man, honestly. Derek and Clive. Pint glass basket, singing cockles. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know they say because it's a filter, you know. But the Bible, like the Quran, says a few things that we don't take literally, you know. So this is a good point. This is one of them things, you know what I mean? The Bible was wrote many hundreds of years ago, you know, and we don't know what's been taken out. We don't know what's been added. So we've always got to remember that. The same with the Quran. It was made and created in a different world. Different world. I do believe the Bible was created as a social policy. I really do. I do believe that, you know, humans, no God, human beings were in a situation one time and they were like, this place is nuts. Everybody's killing each other. They're all going with each other's wives. They're all fucking stealing of each other. We need to get some rules down. And then the Ten Commandments came about, you know. So I do believe there was a bit of society. I do believe the Bible was the first sort of government that was put under the people, you know, to try and give people like an order, or like, you know. And then obviously, like, people were like, you know, who will they listen to? Well, if we say it's God's word, they'll all fucking behave themselves. You know, I do believe it was a bit of that. And how can you not think that? You know what I mean? It's like them kind of things are still in society today. Murder, you know, being next to your neighbour, having an affair, adultery, having an affair when and married, you know, stealing off your neighbour. You know, all these things are pretty relevant today, you know. So in a society the way we live in, it's quite strange that it's still all there and relevant, you know. So yeah, I think we can take a lot from that, but I do believe that God does have an influence on people and what goes on in here. So God can give people the idea to write something down. I do believe that as well. Fish don't have fingers. That's a good point. Fish don't have fingers. Imagine being around thousands dying in plagues. Can see why they may turn into religion. Yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, Geo. Yeah, yeah. See, it's these kind of things I do believe, like, we're sort of metaphors as well. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's a bit deep. It's all a bit deep. I try to keep it as real as possible when I'm talking about religion. You know, I don't like going into miracles and burning bushes and walking in water and all that. You know what I mean? And the splitting of the sea. I think some of these things have got rational explanations. You know, and I don't understand why God would do miracles then and not now. Because the reason why he doesn't do miracles today is because if he came down, like I say, and said, "Whoa, you're all going to hell," and everybody's like, "Oh, fucking hell," and he showed you a glimpse of hell, and you're like, "Whoa," everybody would be good, you know what I mean, and toe the line. So I don't understand how he showed himself and how they say that all these miracles happened when it was just then, you know, and not never since, you know. That's a strange one as well. Yeah, it's supposed to be bad for you. Anything that crawls on the ocean bed. Yeah, because I think it is because shellfish. This is why they're very dangerous. You've got to cook them. You can't eat if a shellfish, if it doesn't open when you've cooked it. You don't touch it. You know. Yeah, I do believe they're probably not the healthiest. I do believe that out of all the fish to eat, you know, you're probably right. You're probably right. But I just like cockles and mussels. You know, I really do. Maria, vegetarian. Yeah, nothing wrong with being a vegetarian. You know, it's a healthy way to live. Like, some people say that you should have meat. It's really good for you. You should have meat. Oh, no, no, no. I think the fish and the chippies taste bland. There's no taste to it. I haven't had a good fish and a chippy in a long time. Yeah, we don't know what's in fish fingers. Prawns is above plankton, I think. Right. Yep, so we'll wrap it up at 2 hours. Gotta get my dinner. Haven't had anything to eat. We've got some whoopsies, I'll show you. I'm hoping it's alright. Like, it was £5.25 and I got it at £1.25. Chicken mini roast. So it's like chicken. Once I open it, I'll smell it. As soon as I open it, I'll know, like, it's swelling up a wee bit. That's not a good sign, is it? No. You see? Swelling up a bit. Yeah, Bluebell. Sorry, guys, the microphone was down there. Yeah, Bluebell. Yeah. We'll be talking about that tomorrow, so we will. Yeah, when I was, yeah, I know, but that's just the price of living. No, we've got one each. We've got one each. That one looks all right. Yeah, we got one each, £1.75. From £5.25 to £1.75. Can you beat that, eh? If you don't see me tomorrow, I'll probably be on the toilet all day. Yeah, James, yeah. There's something definitely not right with the fish. Right, here you go. This is no word of lie. I think I've told you about this. Right, so where I live, there's a wee park, and I've got a big park, right? But the wee park's just up the hill. When I leave my house a minute tomorrow, right? And there's a couple of benches, and somebody had bought, because I've got a chippy at the corner of my street, more or less, right? And somebody had bought a chippy, and obviously went up there to eat it, and they couldn't eat it. Full fucking box of chips and fish, right? And it was set over, so I flicked it open to feed the fucking birds, right? Rather than having it going off. Swear to God, that fish sat there for a week. I'm not exaggerating. They ate the chips and never touched the fish. The fucking seagulls, the crows, and the pigeons left the fish. Honestly. That's mental, isn't it? I've never seen that before. I said, because me and Katie were like, wow, we were blown away, you know what I mean? And it was one of them ones that when I first seen it, I thought that'll be away. And then a day later, there's maybe a wee bit, and I'm like, oh, tomorrow that'll be gone. And then the next day, the chips were gone. The next day, and you could see it was raining as well, and the fish was going a wee bit mushy, and it just didn't look right. And if the birds aren't eating it, guys, come on, that tells you everything. You know what them seagulls are like when you're at the seaside? You've got to hold your fucking food like that because they're swooping down. Nah, nothing. And this is a big bit of greenery surrounded with trees that have all got nesting birds in them. I know that there's 2 magpie families. God knows how many crows, and God knows how many pigeons. No problem, Admiral. Thanks for popping in. Hope you have a good Saturday night, mate. I hope you're not getting too stressed out about what you're seeing. Hope you're all relaxing and sort of, not worrying too much. We can see what's going on. People are starting to talk. The rest of the world have got our back, and I do believe that the King and Starmer and the left wing in Britain right now are sitting down around the table thinking, what do we do now? Because they've tried to do something and it's kicked back on them so hard that I don't think they expected this. I don't think the King expected to see so much hate on all his social media sites. Every single royal family social media site is getting hammered right now by "Not My King," "Shame on you," blah, 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 non-stop. So I know the royal family will be going, oh my God, what have we done? They will. They will be telling. I don't even know if they'll tell the King. I don't think they tell the King things. I don't think the King realizes. I honestly think the King's got people around him going, oh, you're doing a good job. Yeah, the people love you. Just like Starmer was saying to Zelensky, oh, the British people love you. Did you hear them all cheering outside? What bullshit. None of us know anybody around us that support Ukraine or Zelensky. None of us. And he's saying that the British people like him. And they bust in a load of Ukrainians that they've brought over here. They give refuge, that wave the flags and blow whistles and cheer. But I still heard the boos. So did you, because I brought it to you. Peace out, mate. Peace out. I've never tried eel. Never tried eel. They use cheap whiting or other fish loyal to the throne. Loyal to the throne. Right. Loyal to the throne. Tell us, are you loyal to the throne? And what is that flag beside your name? It looks like a hammer and a sickle, but it can't be. The sirens are busy tonight. Something going on. We are relaxing because we bought our Radox from M&S. Oh, very nice. M&S. Somebody's unfortunate enough to go into M&S. Marks and Spencer's. It's never been the same as it used to be. Like, it used to be a brilliant wee shop. Don't even get there anymore, is it? I think it's gone now. I haven't seen a Marks and Spencer's in ages. You need a long pan for eel. Yeah. Yeah, I've never tried eel. Like, even the jellied eels the Londoners were into, you know what I mean? I was like, no way would I try one of them. Like, but it's one of them ones, if you're from that kind of thing, you know what I mean? You'd be used to it. one bone down middle. I don't know, Leslie. I don't think it was. Yeah, I don't. You've got to watch the whole clip to really understand it. You really do. The whole thing was 45 minutes long, guys. It wasn't just that wee clip. It was going on for a lot longer than what most people have seen. So my advice to you guys as a friend, watch the whole clip and then judge. Because I do think Trump held back for so long. For so long, they did try to be so respectful, and Zelensky just kept going and going. Sitting there in his khakis and all that, man. It was just, I think people's just had enough of it. You know what I mean? To be honest with you, I don't think Trump really wanted that to be heard like that. Woolworths are gone. Woolworths are gone. They went bust a wee while ago, like a few years ago. I was all for the marquee, not anymore. I watched Neil Sean. He's a top royal commentator. He said the king is aware. He's been told. Oh, I didn't know that, Bluebell. Thanks for bringing that, mate. Thank you for bringing that. No problem, Kenny's crack. Good to have you in the community. I'll see you again. Yeah, Woolworths are gone. Oh boy, Northamptonshire forensics are currently taking a look at specific infrastructure. Northamptonshire is almost central of the UK. Yeah, I got done. That's right. I got done for building society armed robbery in Northampton. Yeah, that was what I got. Well, I got 5 years for that, and the next year for malicious wounding in the prison. Yeah, our Woolworths was blew up. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Shell is in Northampton. Yeah, I know Northampton. There's a pub in Northampton, right? And there's like little steps next to it, and that's where I got arrested. Surrounded by undercover. They were pretending to be street cleaners and everything. I swear to God. I'm sitting to believe this, man. I got about fucking 20 people around me, all undercover, all pretending to be different things, and they all went at once because they thought I had a gun, you see. Yeah. I was 18 years old. That was my second sentence, so I was fucking used to it. Wasn't a big deal, like. Yeah, everything's changed, guys. You must know what's going on. You must know what's coming. You know what's coming. This is what's good about the internet, and this is why I'm trying to get you more involved with the internet. This is what the future is. The future is online. People will not leave the house. People will not risk going out. That's the future. The more and more trouble there is in the streets, that if you start getting a couple of people getting seriously hurt in your area, in the town or in a park, people will stop going there. It just takes one or two attacks and people will. If you have an area where there's groups of men, all with the black hoodies up and all that, and like speaking foreign language and hanging about in gangs because they don't know what else to do. They've come to a country and a culture they know nothing about. They hardly speak English and they can't work. And they're stuck in hotels all day. So they gather in parks, they go drinking and stuff like that. And obviously there's going to be repercussions of that. So like Falkirk, you've heard about Falkirk, it's got quite a few essays now because of a migrant hotel it's there. There's no two ways about it, So we are going to look into it. I think me and John Rankin are going to get together and go down to Falkirk and do a bit. And we're going to do a video and bring it to you. And we're going to speak to people in the area. I haven't even spoke to John about it. John was like, did you hear about Falkirk? And I was like, are you thinking what I'm thinking? And I haven't heard back from him yet. So he's, obviously he will be up for it. Like, any one of you would be up for it. Any one of you. They're having a right wee laugh. But yeah, yep. The high streets have gone. It's a roll up. It's just a roll up. The high streets have gone, and yeah, you can see it's all the bookies now. Bookies, not even bookies. The bookies are all shutting down. Bookies are shutting down. It's mostly casinos, like little daft casinos, and vape shops. You know, they've just built a lot of new houses around the corner from me. Yeah, well, Shell. It's very strange, very, very strange where I am. We've had, I don't know how many houses. Like if I walk into my house, I can walk that way, and within 3 minutes, I'm gonna come to a brand new housing estate that's just been built last year. If I walk down that road past it, another 2 minutes and take a left, I'm gonna find an even bigger housing estate that's just been built, finished last year. If I go that way and walk 10 minutes down my main road, I'll come to one housing estate on the left that's just been built last year, finished last year, and a big housing estate on the right that's just been built, just finished 2 years ago. Now, they all look identical. They're all the same looking houses. You've got 5 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms, 3 bedrooms, and 2 bedrooms, right? But this is what is strange. The people, the kids are telling us that there's shit loads of foreign kids in the schools. Really, like it's all of a sudden came from nowhere. So maybe, because obviously I don't go into these places, you know what I mean? I know nothing about them. They're, you know, why would I? You know, it seems to be like they're people have jobs because some of them have got bought houses. I think when they make the houses these days, they build so many for the council and they build a majority to buy. So if you're building houses, you're not allowed to build a house unless you are building houses for the council, for people like us, people that need houses from the council. And yeah, so I do know people that live in these areas, and I haven't really spoke about it or looked into it. I just think it's strange, you know, very strange that, you know, so there might be something in that. But at the end of the day, you can't really run about going and asking and looking into things like that because you would just come across as a racist, you know what I mean? You know, at the end of the day, I'm not seeing any problems on the streets. There's no problems. There's no essays. Everything's all right. You know what I mean? So, but we'll keep an eye on it. Like, Geo saw me yesterday. New houses. I got 3. One got 3 for all his wives. Goodbye, green and pleasant land. But you got to ask yourselves, guys, right? Like, not being funny, not knocking anybody's religion or nothing, right? But and nothing against women, right? You know, but you must. What kind of relationship can that be to have 3 wives? Seriously, like, because you can't love 3 women, right? It doesn't make any sense. I was lucky to meet my wife and lucky to meet Katie, the mother of my baby, you know. And honest, believe me, I'm blown away by it. I fucking really am blown away by it. I can't get my head around it at all. And so I know that it's difficult. You can't just go about life, falling in love. It doesn't. You can't just fall in love and then fall in love and fall in love and have 3 wives. So what kind of relationship does a man have with 3 women? You know, do you understand? What kind of relationship does she have? He makes me come on. What kind of relationship do they have with their husband? It must be really sad, like. It must be really sad. I can't get my head around that, like. I really can't. What do you make of that? What do you think it's like, a relationship with a man and 3 wives? Bluebell, apparently Nigel Farage has released a scathing attack on Rupert Lowe. Farage has a nasty attitude and he's done it all the others who left. He's truly vile. He is, Bluebell. You're right. Julie, thank you. Thank you, Maria. Yes, John Capone. Oh, enough, no peace. Sisters' wives, LOL. Freedom Dad, you're a stud man. Mermans do as well. Not for me. I wish. No, that's what Katie says as well. Katie says I'm a good looking boy. You know what I mean? So went to Gambia in '92, didn't know Muslim country, up to 8 wives there, Freedom Dad. Fucking hell, man. You know what I mean? I couldn't handle 3 Katie, like. Fucking hell. You know what I mean, man? Fucking one's enough, you know what I mean? Fuck's sake. Well, I think most men agree, you know what I mean? One is enough. One woman is more than enough. You know, it doesn't make any sense. You know, we're just not like that. It's the same with the marrying cousins. You know, fucking, you got the same granny. Can you imagine going round to see your granny? You know, that's not right, guys. You know, that really isn't right. It's not, never mind the medical stuff that comes from having children. It's just not right. You want to have an opinion, Katie? No. Yeah, mumbling away in the background there, under the mic, turn the camera around.
I'll save it.
She's saving it. Ooh. Oh dear, need one ear to hear the telly. Good one. That's a good one. We need one ear. Oh dear. Shell, baby machines, do they believe in divorce? I don't know, like, I don't know I don't know if they're the same, like with Christianity, God brings you together, God, only God can separate you. I don't know how they look at that, you know what I mean? Do they get married like us in a holy place? And does their Allah bring them together? I don't know, I really don't know. Hello, Mrs. Freedom. Oh, Nutley, somebody saying hello, Mrs. Freedom. You're for it later. I know. Hi, Katie, Vanda says. She's all going all red. Madness. Hey, Vanda, thought bigamy illegal in the UK, but not for them. There's a lot of things that seems to be not illegal anymore. The Halla meat. I never thought for 1 minute that stuff was going on in this country. I can't get my head around that, like. You know, apparently it's been going on for a wee while now. We've been slaughtering our animals like that. I thought that was illegal. I thought we had laws in place so these things never happened. I don't know. I can't get my head around it, like, guys. You know, it really is a strange one. John Capone. I'd probably end up with 3 soap lovers. That's a good one. What's in EastEnders, man? ×3, you know. Cheers, Shell. Can I get a lighter, please?
No.
Oh, so neck. Nice, baby. Sleeping?
Watch it cartoon.
Cartoon time.
It's a first of
Yeah. What you have?
Strawberries and apples.
Strawberries and apples. That's what Lucky had tonight, guys. She's having her first bit of food, real food. So she is. So yeah, it's.
And it's only preserved with lemon, a wee bit of lemon juice.
It's just preserved with lemon juice, so it's all natural, all 100% natural. We've done our homework on this one, you know what I mean? So yeah, it's amazing. James, it's been going on for years, Freedom, that I have been working in the food industry for years, and believe me, it's going on a long time now. Both here in England. Thank you. You okay? Do you need the milk? No. Babes, is that chicken going to be okay? You want to stick them in the oven?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to smell them before you want me to smell them?
They're okay, we just got them. I'll smell them.
They're okay, we just got them. They're whoopsies. You got nothing in this world for nothing. You know. I know they're good. I showed them. Yeah. I am absolutely gobsmacked that all of a sudden we've thrown out all our laws of animal protection and have a strict code of conduct when ending an animal's life for food consumption. Strict code of conduct, painless, instant, and we've conditioned it and we've perfected it over the years. So we've made sure Katie got hiccups.
Every time I eat something, I've been getting more.
Oh, what have you been eating?
My mum made stovies.
Oh,
I've just been watching wee bits.
wow.
The Wayne, but every time I eat a sausage, I get a hiccup.
Oh dear.
Every time. Or I take it into
She's just
water.
like lucky. She's like her daughter. Her daughter, that's all her daughter does is hiccup.
Even water, I'm getting hiccups.
Drink water.
I was drinking water and getting the hiccups.
Wee Big Bunker says they love stovies. Yeah, so all good. Everything's good. Everything is good. In the world of Freedom Dad, everything is good, guys. You know, Lucky's doing amazing. Bigamy is still illegal in the UK. It's the way the Jewish community have their food, like halal, but Jewish, I believe. See, I just thought it got done in another country. I thought they dispatched these animals in another country, in a Muslim country, and they brought the animals already prepared here.
No.
You know.
The bacon, sorry, is it the bacon thing?
No, what about the bacon?
Because did you not put a picture of the bacon?
No, it was Hala. It was there was a post about them. Is that true about them trying to ban bacon, or is that just one of them crazy things?
The bacon in this country, they're also kept in like cages and shit, really inhumane.
Yes, I've never really been in. There's John Rankin now. You'll need the burp, Katie. I need the burp, Katie. I thought you were talking to Katie. You need the burp, Katie. No, I need the burp, Katie. That's a good one. Oh dear, that's funny. Yeah, so we're going to Falkirk, John. John Rankin, are we going to hit Falkirk and do a piece for the camera? Talk to the locals, find out what's going on, find out how many kids in total have been victims of SAs in this little small town in Scotland, because nobody else is covering it. I've already covered it and went down there, and it wasn't good. It wasn't good, you know. And this was a child that went through like a 10-hour ordeal, yeah, from a park that they can see from their windows. They send in their own people to do the killing for them, Freedom Dad. Right, I know, but that doesn't make me feel any better about the animal. But you know what I mean, mate? It's like, I know we don't do it, but you know, it's still on British soil. You know, it's still our animals. You know, I think that's the important thing. What they do, I don't know, mate. We'll have a wee look. So I'll have a wee research at the weekend, and I'll check the court records on Monday morning. I'll check the court records on Sunday for Monday, and we'll stay on top of the court records, right, and see what's happening. And if you want, we'll nip down. We'll go to the court and we can see what happens, who's about, see if anybody wants to talk, and then we'll go and look at the hotel, look at the park again, and do a bit of footage, talk to some locals, find out what really happened, what's going on, find out if there's still kids going to the park, find out if there's still men there hanging about, you know, just get a wee look, because nobody's reporting it, nobody's letting us know anything, you know. So I don't know if it's true or not, guys. I wouldn't believe that stuff about the bacon, but it was the bacon post that had the video below it, you know, and that's, you know, it was a big beast. It was a big beast. It was a bull. It looked like a big beef bull, you know what I mean? And it's a big head, and it was in a V. It was in a trap, and the guy just was there, and he was just going across like 3 or 4 times. I'm sure it was maybe 3 times. I don't want to exaggerate, you know what I mean? But, you know, and then the cow is dying slowly, you know. Not good. Not good. That cow should be out cold. you know. Like I say, when I was a wee boy, when I was 11, 12, I was in first year, going in the second year in secondary school. I was uncomfortable. 2 seconds, guys. Okay, now, man. Right, that's better. When I got fostered out to this fucking farm in Ballymoney, right? It was fucking nuts. So it was. They were just fostering kids to work, and what was I talking about there? I just had a message come up there. What was I talking about there, love? You weren't listening to me.
That was the last thing I listened to was the bacon.
She's still got the fucking beef and she's still got that curry in her head, you know what I mean? Poor girl. But no, I know what I'm talking about, right? So I'm in this farm, right? And I mean, this farm is massive. They had a small lorry and they had a small lorry of vegetables going to Belfast every day, right? I mean, fields and fields and fields of lettuce, fields and fields and fields of cabbage, huge big fields, and then spuds, carrots, strawberries. But you get sick of strawberries after a wee while. But anyway, they had this big cow, right? I've told you, some of you know about this. This big cow, big cracker, man. Not cow, a pig, right? Big, massive. And I got to know the pig and all that, man, because they're quite intelligent, wee animals, big animals. So the next thing I know, I'm going to stop these here so I don't miss anything. The next thing I know, all the men are getting together and there's another man coming from another farm and they're like, come on. And next thing I know, they're dragging this pig to the bar, right? So there's a big ring in the pig's nose and they're dragging the pig to the bar. And I'm only 12. I don't really understand, you know what I mean? But I'm working it out. It's all happening in front of me. So obviously I'm not stupid. So gets the pig into the barn, right, where they milk the cows, because this is where the milking cow bit is, because everything self-sufficient. These people didn't buy nothing from a shop. Please believe me, I'm not exaggerating. Nothing from a shop. Everything, potato bread. They made everything themselves. Butter. They had a milk churn that done the butter as you walked in the farmhouse door, and it was constantly making butter every day. Honest to God, their own bread, everything. All the meat was from the cattle, as I'm about to tell you. So they bring this big pig in. And it was screaming. This animal knew what was going on. It was horrific. I promise you, I do believe I got trauma from this fucking thing. I really do, because it's never left me. And they're holding it. They've got it tied up, and they're all, because it's a massive big animal, and it knows it's trying to get away. And they're all holding it with ropes. And this, I can't remember who it was, came out of nowhere with a big sledgehammer right over the back of its head. Next thing I know, our man walks up, 2 big hooks into the back of its legs, and then it was chained, pulled up by its back legs. And while it was unconscious, that's when the thing got done. And all the blood went into a bucket. And that was it. It was gone. And, that was horrific for a 12-year-old boy to see. Absolutely. Please believe me, it was horrific, And being an animal lover and all that, because I loved all the animals. Like I say, they bought me a goat for my birthday. I had a kid. They call them kids. A baby goat, And, it's... But I understand, like, it was all over for the pig, as soon as it got hit over the top of the head, it was gone. That was the last it knew about this world, and it really didn't. The horrific thing for the pig was coming from its own place where it stayed to the barn, which was only across a wee courtyard. It wasn't that long, you know what I mean? But that was the only horrific thing about it all. And, but like I say, it was instant. Basically, it was instant. And that's what I always try and tell myself and remember. It was instant, No, I hunt. I've hunted. I fish, 100%. But I'm not doing it on a large scale, There's a difference, you know what I mean? When we're hunting and gathering, or when we're out like doing hunting for rabbits or whatever, or hare, we're eating it. I would never take an animal unless I eat it. I got no problem with that, But my problem is, this is where it all boils down to, MG. My problem is that we've had to abide by laws, strict laws. This country has been built on laws and protection, especially animal protection, you know what I mean? And I just think it's a bit weak to take this stance, you know, and go against our values as a country, as a nation, you know. And, you know, they keep going on about like other people in the country and all that, and it's not just our country and etc. etc. I understand that, you know, but at the same time, you know, it's not about us. It's about the country. It's about the land. It's about what the country and the land knows. You know, that's what it's down to. You get me? Every generation comes in that country and that land, and they know what the way of the land lies. All of a sudden, in Great Britain, the lay of the land is changing for the first time ever. You know, and some of it's subtle like that because I had no clue that that was going on. But what else is there going on that we have no clue? The big changes to the land, you know, and that's my problem. You know, it's not. I understand the logistics of things in life and everything else, but you know, whenever you're changing something so extreme like this in our country, and the problem that I've got that's really, really sticks in the back of my throat is that we've got no say whatsoever. We've got no say about how much the billions and the trillions that our government is sending overseas. We've got no say in the involvement with Ukraine and the war with Russia. No say at all. We don't have any say that the government can say one thing to get into power and then lie after they've got into power. Absolutely, we've got no say at all. You know what I mean? This is the problem I've got. We're the people. We are the people who vote for our government. Our government are there to serve us. The money that they get is from us. It's from the taxpayers' money. You know what I mean? And we've got no say whatsoever. That's communism. That is communism. I haven't heard one mention of a referendum yet on anything, you know. We're not going to hear anything about referendums because referendums mean one thing. The people speak. The people have a voice. The Labour government don't put a referendum out. They don't. They see the polls. They can see other social media polls. They can see all the big, massive YouTubers, the worldwide big YouTubers, you know, your Joe Rogans and all that, and Tim Pools and all the rest of them. You know, Don's, he's quite big over there, even all the Trumps and all the polls that you see, people when they ask a question or when they say, make a statement, that's a poll. And somebody says, makes a statement about Britain, and you can see what people think, you know. So the government know this, and this is why we're never gonna have a voice until 4 years' time. They're gonna make sure we don't have a voice, because as soon as we get a voice, then they can't keep going the way they're going, because people have spoke. Maybe we should concentrate on that a wee bit more and try and find a way of having a voice, try and find a way of a referendum. You know, we've done the petition, and they just laughed at the petition. You know, you heard them on TV. Yeah, not everybody's going to be happy, but we did get voted in, and we are here to do a job. You know, no, you didn't get voted in. 80% of the people didn't vote for you. You know what I mean? So, there's more people now demanding that you leave than that did vote for you. So, you know, but he just laughs it off, because there's nothing else he can do. He's got to just laugh it off. He swear we might do it, but for no reason. I don't agree. Yeah, I agree, Jay. But it was for survival. Yeah, you need the blood for survival. I haven't eaten since 4 today. My stomach thinks my throat's cut. James, the animals can sense the death. I've seen huge bulls jumping amazing heights to escape from it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. For day MG, what you on, mate? Watch a video on YouTube yesterday, Maria, on an undercover slaughterhouse. I think I've seen it. I think I seen a wee clip because I done a wee bit of research, so I did. Sore neck. I don't know if it's the way I'm sitting. We're 2 hours and 14 minutes, guys. It's hard, and it? It's hard to just fucking shut it down. It really is. Like, maybe somewhere in England. Yep. John Giles, I wonder if abattoirs employ non-Muslim butchers, that would also contravene our employment laws, wouldn't it? Yeah, I think somebody was saying there that they do it themselves. You know what I mean? I saw one where there was, well, of course they are. John, of course they are. Any opportunity where they can do a job that we won't have, they will take it. You got to understand that. John Capone, what about the Pledge? Yes, the Pledge is still going. You know, just got to get the numbers up. So we do, mate. And yeah, I just think, to be honest with you, there's so much going on right now. And I think Richard and Paul, that's their baby, you know what I mean? And I just think there's other bigger things going on right now that need more attention. And behind the scenes, there's lots of stuff going on behind the scenes that a lot of people can't talk about. You don't want to say anything. You don't want to bring any damage to anybody, you know what I mean? But I have been talking to some people behind the scenes, like my friends, John, we have spoke about things and we have agreed, you know, because I do chat with some of you know what I mean? Some things are just left staying stum, you know? And, you know, yeah, I could throw up a post and say something and get loads of views and all that, but I'm not here for that, guys. I just want Tommy out as soon as possible. And, you know, I'm just always being careful, very, very careful. I don't do anything or say anything that could make anything go wrong for him, you know. So that's the most important thing to me, you know. You know, whenever Tommy's team say, right, calm down, everything's under control, we don't need anybody at the prison, I listen to that. And I expect you all to listen to that and take from that, well, you know. And with Elon Musk behind Tommy Robinson, I think you know yourselves what might be happening right now. And let's put it like this, you know, it's an absolute crime what the government are doing to that man. That man's going to get paid some amount of money for this. One day, you know, whether it's this government or the next government, Tommy Robinson is going to get paid millions for this in compensation, you know. There's not a human rights court in the world that wouldn't pay a man out for being held in solitary confinement for this amount of time for a non-crime offence. You know what I mean? So, you know, let's just hope he's strong enough to withhold it, guys. And he is a strong guy. He's one of the strongest guys we've got. He really is. If anybody can do it, Tommy can do it. Tommy can do this, you know. And but we need to get him out soon. We need to get him out soon, guys. He's not going to last much longer. He really isn't. I've told you from the start, I'd done 3 months and my mind was gone. You know, when I got out of jail, I used to always say to my wife, because I could never get my head around it, I used to always say to her, like, was I really that bad? You know? And she's like, yeah, Mark, you were bad. You know? Because I didn't know. I thought it was all right. And this is the thing, like, and, you know, I've got all my letters and everything. It's not something I've ever been able to go to, you know what I mean, to be honest with you. You know, that's really, really difficult, you know what I mean? And it's not very, I don't even like talking about it, you know what I mean? And I don't even know where I'll go with these letters, you know what I mean? You know, do I leave them for Lucky? You know, look, Katie's Lucky's mum, this is my wife, you know. What do you think? You know, this is a wee personal thing that I would like your answer for, guys. What do you think? What would you do, you know, in my situation? You know, I've got like my whole sentence, like 6 years of letters back and forth. Not everything. Sometimes letters had to be destroyed, you know what I mean? But most of them are all there, you know, every detail, you know what I mean, of life, you know, should I keep them? You know, should I leave them for Lucky? How do you think Lucky will look at it? You know, is it for on Katie? You know, it's difficult, isn't it? You know, it really is difficult. Boy, it's okay. It's okay, son. You're talking amongst yourselves. My biggest concern, I got excited President Paul and co-heading to America. That's my biggest concern. Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I think everything's going okay in America right now. And, I just think, guys, with, nothing against Paul, I think it's a good idea, but I do think money could be spent more wisely. I just think, like, it's 2025. We've got Zoom, we've got FaceTime, That's all I'm saying. That's just if it was me, and it's not about me not being able to go to America. It's not like nothing like that, I promise you. I just think that spending, like, I don't know how much it would be to send all these people over and give them all spending. I don't know what the figure would be, 10,000, 20,000. I just think, it would be a lot wiser to maybe use that money somewhere else, and try organizing a group Zoom call or a group, where everybody's on camera and is able to talk about whatever they want to talk about. Yes, it's different than being personal and whispering in somebody's ear and stuff like that. Yeah, I don't know. That's just me, you know what I mean? That's all my thing is, guys. All right, M&G, thanks so much for coming in. Great content as always. Great comments, and keep me on my toes. Yep, tomorrow, probably about 10 o'clock. It's not really a debate. So I will at the end of it have a debate with you, right? But please let me just do a section of what I need to do and say, because I was going to do it in a video. So try and think of it like that. It is like a video. It's just like a video where you watch the video, then you comment, right? I want you to think of it like that. So I'm going to be coming on. We're going to say a prayer for Tommy. I haven't got a clue exactly what I'm going to say. I promise you guys, I swear on my mother's grave, if I think about it and try and plan it, I'll confuse myself, okay? So I trust myself. And it's really hard. It takes a wee bit of balls, so it does. Please believe me. I trust myself. I trust when I hit that button that I know everything goes all right and I say what I want to say, an idea of what I want to say, you know what I mean? And then after that, if you want to get into the debate, yes, because it's going to be alive. So it's going to be around about 10 o'clock in the morning. So maybe if you're late, you've maybe missed the wee bit. That's okay, If it's just a debate, then you can jump on after half an hour, 20 minutes. I don't know how long it will be, and we can have to and fro's. That's nice, Motley. That's nice. Yeah, I still have a letter from my bro when he was inside, had it framed, and he died. Thank you, Paul. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard. And did you find that as you went forward, losing people, did you get, after going through the trauma and the grief, did you find yourself becoming stronger? Did it make you a stronger person? Did you see the world differently, mate? Bye, Vanda. Have a good night. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm just going to be finishing off. So I am, babes. Just going to finish off, guys. Good. I'm glad you're all happy. Like 2.5 hours, guys. Is it as fast for you as it is for me? Because, like, I don't know where it goes. John's the same. John's like, I normally give John a wee call later on, and he'd be like, where did them 2 hours go? I'm like, oh no, you know what I mean? But yeah, I need to wrap it up, you know what I mean? Baby's back, Katie's back, Tulip's just wanting anything. Walk, fed, cuddle. Oh no, she's spoiled rotten. Absolutely spoiled rotten, so she is. Muttley, only dropped in to see, but you're all right, mate. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, and I'm here to chat one-to-one, personally. If you want to talk about stuff, if there's anything on your mind, you want to ask me a question that's a wee bit deep and you feel uncomfortable speaking about it on here, then follow me in X and follow me, and I'll follow you back, and I'll send you a message as soon as I get you. But I need to know who you are in X. You need to say it's Muttley, because if you use a different name, I'll need to know. Yeah. So yes, guys, gonna wrap it up. Thank you all so much, everybody that's left. Thank you for the likes. Another amazing live. Look forward to it all the time. Like I do, really do. You know, and yeah, that'll be the food ready. That's the alarm. So good night, everybody. Looking forward to tomorrow. Looking forward to tomorrow's live, and yeah, might have a wee surprise. Hopefully, get somebody on tomorrow night. Has said he will. He's available, so I just need to check, make sure he definitely knows what he's agreeing to. You know, because I said to him going live, and he's like, "Oh, I'm a bit busy, but I can do it." And I was like, "Oh, okay." I wasn't actually thinking that, but if he insists, so yeah, I'm not gonna ruin it. Let's bring him on, right? And yeah, but it's going to be like we're just going to be constantly bringing YouTubers on, and anybody will want to talk about their life and what they do on YouTube, why they do it on YouTube, and stuff like that. And we're not looking views and followers. We're trying to get them on secretly, and they don't need to tell anybody. You know what I mean? They don't need to like leave a message or do a video. Oh, I'm going on Freedom Dads. We don't want that. You know, we don't need that. We just want it's just personal. You know, we just want to ask questions and find out about YouTubers. You know. Obviously, the live will stay up. If anybody wants to watch it, then of course it's always going to be there. It's just not mine. It'll be whoever's on getting interviewed is theirs as well. And I won't ever privatize them ones. They will always stay up. You know, if it's me and if it's live, then I might privatize it after a wee while, depending what's been said and stuff like that. And also, it frees up a wee bit of space in my videos. If it's too much stuff, or it's overwhelming for people, guys. Everybody's saying good night. Oh wow, Amber. Oh wow. Bet there's a story there. Like I bet you there's a story there. But like I say, guys, I am on X. You can hook me up on X. You can email me at freedomdad73@gmail.com, and you know I will eventually get round to answering an email. But you know it's a way of like communicating, and like I say, if I get to know you and I think I can help you a bit, I will give you my phone number. You can phone me, you know. No problems with that. We've got WhatsApp as well. And yeah, definitely. I'm not saying I've got the answers, but if I can give you a wee bit of reassurance or a wee bit of comfort, maybe recognizing what you're going through and telling you how I dealt with it, gives you a bit of an insight. Maybe, I don't know. Everybody's different. Some people say I'm amazing and I've really helped them in ways they can't explain and all that. Ooh, it's okay. And other people, nothing. You know what I mean? So everybody's different, guys. Everybody's different. So I'm going to love and leave yous and go and get my dinner. And yeah, I don't like leaving yous like this, guys. But yeah, it's got to. 2.5 hours. You know what I mean? Nuts. Absolutely nuts. You know what I mean? Okay, Andrew Tate, eat your heart out, eh? Right, guys, I'm away. All my love. God bless, and see you all tomorrow.